good day, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, the seekers and sojourners of truth. The 144, chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours as usual. I am celestial earth in this divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from nowhere other than 5D, even though I'm in another country. I'm in Jamaica. You can see the hills behind me. I'm on the rooftop, but this is my rooftop view. You have all the hills. You may hear some traffic. We're not far off of the highway. I'm saying highway because I was just talking about it today, that the highways here are not long like the I's, 95 that run all the way through a couple of states. It's usually like one section of a highway. So the highway is the main ones running through St. Thomas, for those of you who are familiar with the area. But yes, it's beautiful. Ooh, the breeze up here is nice. So I'm here doing it live. It's been hard to do a video. My apologies. I haven't been able to put out a video since I think last week, since my birthday, October 18th. Still celebrating. Those Libras know we celebrate all month long. And for me, it's just being in the moment. It's not even so much celebration anymore like that. It's a solar return. It's another return around the sun. But there's a lot. There's so much I do have that I want to share. I believe last time I spoke about the heart, getting to the heart of in the Emerald City, and really getting into the heart. The heart chakra is really going to help us a lot right now, moving through the unforgiveness. But a message I've gotten now, and I want to, again, apologize for not having the videos out when I wanted to, even with the full moon, because there were some things going on with this full moon. I'm going to do my best to address as much as I can in this live. This is the only way I can do videos right now, as long as I have internet. I can connect in this way, and sometimes there's no internet connection. You just got to work with it, This is getting plugged back into the land. I know Spirit has me this way for a reason. It's to plug out of a lot of the mainstream social media, and just really, this is my time to plug into the land of my roots, Jamaica, where I come from. But also, we forgot to pack the computer, so we didn't. It was a lot to transition, packing with the whole family. So yes, some things we forgot, and Spirit just had it so. So, with that said, let's see where we want to go with this. Let's see who comes online and joins us, because live is the way that I can go. I'm going to do my best to do a little bit more. Remember to like, subscribe, share, especially now since I'm not really doing a video every day. So when you do see the videos, please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare. Comment where you can. If you don't have anything to say, always leave emojis, whatever it is that can help the algorithms keep going to get to our other soul families, those who are in remote places, as I've said before. The times right now are very difficult, as my children would say, and it's opening up. There's a lot of things happening in this shift. There's a shift and there's an expansion. Of course, we're still shifting into 5D. Welcome for those of you who are coming in new to this, and for those of us who are here, strap on your seatbelt like I have to do right about now, because things are getting a little bit more not too shaky. It's like it's not doom and gloom, but for those who have not been doing their spiritual work and tapping in and tuning in to tune up and excavating their soul and doing shadow work, if you haven't really been working in that effort to undo, to unlearn, to relearn, and tap into the new paradigm, the shift, if you haven't been doing the work to do so, it is going to feel difficult. It's going to feel very, very difficult. in the shift. It's a lot of discombobulation. You may feel disheveled. You may feel like some things are really just going haywire or falling away, because this is a shift that we're in. You know, that we're always in different shifts. And this shift right now, as we just came through the season of Ma'at, those of you who have the calendar know that we were in the month of Ma'at, and we're now in the next month of Sekhmet, according to that calendar, known to most as the month of Libra or season of Libra, and we're now in the next month of Scorpio, for those who know it in that manner. And so in the month of Ma'at, there was a lot that we needed to address, because this is where our south node was. And this south node, which has been something that has been drawing on us for the past 18 months, and specifically with the last eclipse, the earlier eclipse this year, and a reflective eclipse. The most recent eclipse was a reflection of the major total solar eclipse earlier in the year, is really drawing from us to tap into our collective consciousness, right? The Libra is about the we. Aries is about the me. So we are really to tap back into our south node and where we're coming from, and looking for justice and balance. And this is something I've been speaking about, but more so now for those who haven't been paying attention and doing it before, you're feeling more of that pull right now. I know I am, and those of us who are doing the work, we're feeling that pull as well. Peace, love, and light to those who are coming in. If you are saying something, if I'm not responding, my apologies. It's because I don't see it. Let me see if I scroll up, if I see anything. I don't see anything, so I'm sending you my love and light. Peace, love, and welcome if you're there and saying something. Okay, I do see something now. Thank you for that. 724. Peace. Is that Carrie? Hi, Carrie. Yes, I miss our Soul Tribe meetings. We're going to tap back into that. So yeah, you may be feeling a lot of the shifts that's happening, especially where it comes to the collective, because that's what this South Node. Plus, we had Mercury inside Libra, and Mercury is the communication. Mercury is about communication and about travel. So it's in the air sign of Libra, which helps it to move swiftly when it's in its air signs, like when it's in its home sign of Gemini, right? Hey, I miss you too, Carrie. I miss all of our Starseed Soul Tribe, those who are a part of the Starseed Soul Tribes. We will be starting back our meetings as soon as possible. As I was saying, I did forget the computer, so we just tap in when we can. And to be honest, there's been a lot of transitioning for me, coming here, spending this amount of time that I'm here with the family. And as I said, it's working on me as well in my collective, in my family collective. A lot of us are being challenged in our ancestral collective. Yes, this is asking you to go that deep, because for some of us that need to make the changes, we need to go as far into our roots. Some of us may be guided to certain elders, to certain older people in our family, and you may be wondering, why am I having this conversation with this person? But it's because it needs to be had. You may be guided to a specific family member. There are certain heartstrings that need to be either severed, untied, unattached, or rearranged. Some of us need to see the true perspective in how we are integrating as a collective. Like our perspectives need to change, right? So yes, family roots, all of that. We're being called to go into our roots. That's what the South Node is about. Going back into the past. And whatever is happening in the past, Libra, Ma'at, is about justice and balance and finding harmony. And as I've been saying, the justice is not about revenge or this one getting their payback. The justice is about you. The justice is about you finding out how you show up. And I was saying this to someone, I think yesterday or earlier, that it's not about what's happening out there. It's the energies right now are giving you the opportunity to see how you have showed up and the part that you've played in it. It's been showing us this for the past 18 months. And in case you haven't caught it, in case you missed it, now is an opportune time, especially before November, when Pluto moves back out of the 29 degrees in Capricorn back into Aquarius. We must do that now while we have that window of opportunity. because this is part of what's being revealed. Pluto being about revelation. It's asking us to pay attention to the truths and the revelations that have been shown to us for the past year and a half. Since 2023 of March, some major revelations have been shown to all of us on multiple levels, whether it's a revelation in an interpersonal relationship between you and one other, or it's a revelation of your family's trauma, right? A lot of us are being revealed our family trauma, and we're acting like we don't see it because we don't want the smoke or we don't want the drama. You better be willing to walk into your smoke. I'm like a fireman right now, okay? I'm ready to walk into the smoke. Who got the smoke? Where is the smoke? Let me go towards the smoke, because I need to see what it is. What is the fire signaling? There's a signal in that. And we need to get to it, not to create drama, not to be a part of the drama, but to get an understanding of what it is that is happening and see how it applies to you. And what is your part that you play in it, as I was saying earlier. What is it that you have to do? How are you showing up, right? What I intend to be has been appearing too. Exactly. I see you. I am discernment. Either way, I like that. I am discernment. I'm a discern either way. So yes, what I intend to be has been appearing, and that is whatever it is that you have, your intentions, as I call it, the intent ions. You know, ions are those, I call them the molecules of change, the ions. Look up what ions mean scientifically. I-O-N-S, ions. So the intentions are our intent ions. What is it that we are willing to change? Like, all of our intentions are showing up, whether you spoke on it or not. It could be something that you'd be like, well, why is that showing up? I never said that to anybody. It doesn't matter. This is what we're here to understand. Welcome to 5D. This is 5D. Everything is energetically already out there in the energetic field. The earth itself is an energetic field. We are electromagnetic beings. As we connect and walk in the earth, we're exchanging information with the earth. As you pass each other on the street, you are exchanging information. Your auric field goes out about 6 feet. So how many of us are sharing information and we don't even recognize it? The person you're standing in the line with, you're in each other's auric field. Then sometimes you wonder why you walk away with a certain type of feeling, because you picked up their vibrations and their frequencies. And it all depends on how guarded you are, and I mean in a good way. Do you have a covenant of truth over you? All of this is determined as well. If not, then you're going to be like a sponge, especially if you're empathic. You're going to be like a sponge that picks up everybody's junk, everybody's trauma. You drop it, and anybody can just drop anything into your auric field. We have to be conscious and intentional about our auric field. Intentional about what we're picking up from who. What are you hearing? You know, what are you hearing and why are you hearing it? What are you seeing and why are you seeing it? We are to pay attention to our sensations. Sensational. Y'all know that song everybody playing. Sensational. What did I do for you, girl? And I know, and I know, and I know. That right there. Everything is sensational. Like the songs are telling you. Everything is the senses. So what are your senses saying to you? The intentions are also instructed by the feelings, and the feelings are instructed by the sensations. We're to be looking at all of this right now. And I want to point us back to looking at how we show up, because that is an important part of what is happening in this collective. Yes, so-and-so may have done X, Y, and Z, but how have you showed up? This was the 2 ways I told the person how to look at it. For one, look at how you showed up at the time that it happened, meaning how were you enabled or allowed this to come into your auric field? What were you thinking? Because we are the thinker that thinks the thought that creates the thing. Subconsciously or consciously, and more specifically, subconsciously. Your subconscious thoughts are so activated right now. They're all out there in the field, and that's what's being played back to us because everything is accelerated, right? Everything is so accelerated right now. So Yes, ION, intent ions. So everything is being accelerated, and it's like a playback. A lot of people don't realize it, but the subconscious is like the recorder of your soul. And it just plays back and plays back. So what you hold in your heart, in your true heart vibrations, things that you're not speaking about, and I'm talking about everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, especially the fears. And that's why in these times we have to be ready to and willing to transmute the fears. This is the work that I do with the moon work, with the full moon. When the full moon is such a beautiful opportunity, and we just had the full moon in Aries, such a beautiful opportunity to remove and transmute the things that are coming up, the emotions that are coming up, because it brings up your emotions. It brings up the waters. It brings up the tides. So it brings up the tides in your soul and brings it upon the shore of your consciousness. And it's for you to deal with while it washes upon the shore. But what happens is a lot of people turn their back and they, oh, it's just this, or these are not the times for that. So I say that so that we pay attention to what is needing to be done right now, right now. Look at, again, I'm going to say it, how you show up in the collective communication, in the collective force. How you have showed up and hold yourself accountable. And not only from that moment, but now when you get a chance to re-look at it, look at how you're showing up now. So not only what you allowed back then, in whatever the situation may be, whether it's to do with family, whether it's to do with work, communal, whatever it is, look at how you showed up. The energies are speaking specifically to you, right? And this is how we hold ourselves accountable and bring it to the North Node. This is the responsibility of soul sovereignty, which is what the North Node in Aries is about. Individualization, but without selfishness. Without selfish gain, without selfish thoughts, without selfish feelings. It is about the individual, and you are to think about how you, the individual, showed up in the social dynamic, in the collective dynamic, and then extract from that the responsibility that you have in that and walk with that. Change the perspective that you need to change so you can change the paradigm, so that you are in alignment with the shift, so that you are in alignment with the light grid activation. Remember, if you don't infuse with the light, right? We're all here infusing with the light, and you can or you don't have to. But if you don't infuse, then you're refusing, and you clash with the energetic grid, with the frequencies that are moving forward. And believe me, the energies and the frequencies want to help you. The earth wants to help you. I'm seeing that even where I am now in the land. Even though the people, some of the people may be corrupt, that may be so. But don't let that be your excuse to not do your soul work. Just because that person is not doing what they need to do and the world is over there doing what the world is doing. Let that be the world. Let that be the world in the 3D world. This is 5D. And in 5D, we enter into the love frequency. And only those who are in the love frequency can live in it and see it and exist in it and benefit from it. Because believe me, the earth is given. It's given all kind of vibes right now. And even I, being in this land of my roots, are having to adjust to a lot of things. The people aren't all so friendly. Right? But you find the ones that are. That's the message I've been getting while I'm here. You plug in to those who are plugging into the love that lights the truth in you. And if they don't respect the land, is what I'm seeing with a lot of land codes. Look at how people are treating the land. If they don't respect the land, then they're not going to respect you. Because we're here connecting with the earth right now. Remember, the earth is transitioning. The earth is shifting and turning over. She's turning over and shaking off all the dead cells. And so we have to be able to tap into that. And as she's turning and getting into the 5D, the love frequency, we have to fall into the love frequency in order to reap the abundance. This is in order to tap into the mind state of abundance. And another way to do that, I'm going to share with you all one of the words. I told you I've been getting so much in the past week or two, and I haven't even been able to sit down and write the way I wanted to write, because in all true transparency, I'm going to share with you, I've been pulled more into my North Node, which is Virgo, which is practicality. I'm always naturally spiritual. That's my south node. Always can do anything spiritual. And I'm inclined to lean on spirituality with everything. And the challenge is to move into more practicality for me. I can't speak for everybody else. But why am I sharing this with you is because find out what your north node and your south node is. And understand, overstand, and understand that when you work the current north nodes and south nodes, every time you successfully work it, it brings you closer into your personal north node and south node. Hear what I'm telling you. Take the chance. Take the time. It's not a chance. Take the time and invest in knowing your natal chart. And as I always tell people, one of the main things you want to know is your sun sign, your moon sign, your north node, your south node. Your north node is where you're going. Your south node is where you're coming from, including your past lives and what you have come here to overturn, right? And so you have a personal natal north node, south node, as well as we have the current one. The current one is the one that is here for all of us. Right now, the current nodes are north node, Aries, south node, Libra, as you've been hearing me say. And so if you look back, there's still time to do it. If you look back at what has been happening over the past 18 months, it's not quite 18 months yet. I want to say since last year, July, when the nodes first switched into Aries and Libra. Look at what has switched for you then. Look at what has been happening in your life at that moment. This was in July of 2023. Also take into account of what has happened since March of 2023 when Pluto first tapped into Aquarius, and that was a major shift for a lot of people. So since July of 2023, our nodes have been there in Aries and Libra. And as I said, it's affiliated. This is the best way I could explain it. The nodes are affiliated with the eclipse. The eclipse is the way that it is because of where the nodes are. The effects that you're having in your life, world, and affairs because of the eclipse is because of where the nodes are. So the last eclipse have been strongly working with you, especially for those of you who have a north node or south node in Aries and Libra. These have been tightly working with you. If you have even a sun and a moon, if you have a sun and a moon in Aries and Libra, or in the Grand Cardinal Cross. For those who are not aware, the Grand Cardinal Cross is cardinals, all cardinal signs. It's Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. If you have any signs in that, then these 18 months have definitely been working tightly with you. But more specifically, if your north node, south node is in Aries and Libra. So I really advise you to look into that to see how it's working with you. Your natal chart is your map. Utilize it. This is your map into what is happening and how it is showing up for you and how you are to show up in the earth, in your life, world, and affairs to be able to weather the storm, so to speak. And as I speak about weather, there was something I was listening to when she said, he who controls the weather controls the planet. And that is very deep. That is very deep. He who controls the weather controls the planet. And that's to show us, just be mindful. I'm saying this for those who know what I'm talking about. Be mindful and pay attention to the science of the weather manipulation and what they're doing, because that is part of those desperate energies doing desperate things to still control certain things in this planet. But those of us who are really connecting to the earth, we're not buying it, not one bit. And we see through it, we see what it is, and we do what we're supposed to do to connect in the earth, to, let's say, manipulate the weather in different ways, in natural ways, the way the indigenous people did when they did sun dancing and rain dancing. You know, people look at that as foolishness, but they knew a science that we knew not. Okay, the indigenous people had a certain connection in this land, because if we are electromagnetic beings and the very step that we step on the ground is a connection with the land, can you imagine dancing into the ground and really planting your feet into the ground? There is a science, there is a spiritual science to that. right? So a lot of us are to understand, overstand, and understand we have our own connection into the earth. However that shows up for you, whether it's dancing, it may be something else. It may be just putting your hands in the earth. We have our own ways to connect. And believe it or not, it is a form of, I want to say, controlling the weather for good, not for the way that these powers that were would like to, but it is to have a certain connection that builds a trust between you and the earth. And that could be looked at as a certain type of control, but it's not control in that way. It's really, to me, it's more like connection, connectivity. It's interconnectivity that brings forth a certain type of communication between us and the earth, all being energy bodies, because we all are that, right? My path has been learning myself and using my charts as main course. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Please use your natal charts, because it is your main course. It is your way in and through this. It's a way for you to navigate. You are the navigator of your own soul's destiny. So please use your natal charts, because it's the best navigational map that you can have, that connects you to the cosmos and helps you to understand the energetic waves and to understand the shifts that were happening at different times, the cosmic shifts, the conscious expansion that is happening because of the cosmic shifts, right? Cosmic shifts, I should say. Oh, look at the goats running through. This is the type of stuff you see in Jamaica. Look at the goats running. Just running down the street, y'all. Just running down. I'm just sharing a piece of my view with you. And there's more coming. Right? This is just a view of the whole. This is what you see on the front strip. Goats running down the street. But yes, it is beautiful. And before I leave, one of the messages I would like to leave you with is having to do with intimacy, masculine energy and intimacy. And I'm going to kind of tap in and see more what it's saying, but I definitely wanted to share that with you. That was a message I was getting. For us to maneuver through all of this, I'm being shown where we need to become intimate with our masculine energies, because the masculine energy, and I'm not talking about gender, the masculine energy is about creativity. All right, it is the doer, the doing. Remember, the feminine energy is about the receptive activity, is receptivity. So the masculine energy, which we've been getting a lot of feminine energy pouring in to help bring balance to our sacred union, to help bring the misappropriated masculine energy into its divine masculine energy. And so at this pivotal point right now, what I'm seeing is there needs to be intimacy and intimate connection in, and I'm not speaking in any misappropriated way, I'm speaking very spiritually and energetically speaking. There needs to be an intimacy with the masculine energies. Even if you're in a relationship, in a man and woman relationship, it's between people either way, because we all have both masculine, feminine energies. And I'm saying this in the best way that we can grab hold of this and understand. Even as a man and woman relationship, both the man and the woman have masculine energy. So what I'm being shown is that there needs to be an intimacy between the two, so that they can harmonize. I don't want to say harmonize as the way a masculine feminine would harmonize, but it is to bring a certain type of camaraderie and a humility. There's a certain level of humility that's being called for right now. So the way that it's going to happen, that's going to help us catapult and move it a little bit faster, is if we take our masculine energies and we become intimate with them, meaning become close, right? I'm not speaking of any other acts except spiritually and energetically. It is for us to take the masculine energies and become close, and one give way onto the other, or share their creative ideas or the creative activity with another. It's for them to come amongst each other without feeling challenge, without feeling a threat to the ego of either one. And that's the camaraderie. It's for them to come together without feeling competitive, without feeling that they have to compete and combat with one another. And this has been a part of the old paradigm. This is a symptom that has been spinning off of the old paradigm in a desperate chance to get back. And I'm speaking to those feminine energies that want to reclaim themselves because of being, I want to say, pulled under by the patriarchal rule and the misappropriations for however long, the past hundreds, thousands of years, right? This is to do away with the temptation of overworking the feminine energy and making it feel like, well, we got to get back because of what has been done to us. No, no, no. It is now time for us to bring our masculine energies into a camaraderie, into an intimate setting, and say, no longer do we need to compete with each other, which means I don't need to even compete with the feminine, because this is a camaraderie. This is us coming together to both to bring forth another level of creativity through the truth of what we know of ourselves. Again, as I say that, again, that is another heightened, another progressive move from the North Node. This is what I'm getting. This is from the North Node in Aries. If you are truly doing your work and you have successfully gained access into your true individualization, into your true I am, in having confidence in your I am without feeling the threat from others, right? This is the true healing from the South Node, because the problem is a lot of people feel that they have to combat with others because they have something to prove, because they feel less than, because of inferiority complex. These are all dynamics, social dynamics from the past that we are here to correct. And when you truly grab what you need to grab from the past, look back into the past and see what needs to be changed and change the perspective, then you gain the truth of the North Node in your individuality, and in this proclamation of knowing thyself and having confidence in thyself, in your worth, and respecting another worth, then you can become intimate with the other masculine energies. And I'm talking about male, female, I'm talking about all of that masculine energy. And we do away with the competition. We do away with trying to live better than the next man, trying to outdo the next man, or trying to prove something because we've been put down by a family member, by a co-worker, whatever it is. If you are still battling that, then you have lost the battle in attaining soul sovereignty through the North Node, South Node flexibility, and what has caused us to come into knowing ourselves, what is bringing us into know thyself. The North Node is really calling that into our being right now. Ashe, ashe. I know I'm not the only one that see it. Yes, we're ready to I think he said left each other. Yep, up. Balance and harmony. Yes, it's time for balance. It's time for harmony. And that is the success of the South Node. Stepping into collective harmony. It is now knowing that it's not about the self. Stop living in the mind state of lack. There is no lack. And the more you believe in it, I don't care what you see around you, the more you believe in it. I'm seeing it even in my land as I come back here into my roots, and I'm seeing the fear and I'm seeing the lack. And as I say, we have to tap into our heart. We have to tap into our heart to see where it is that we need to be truly with ourselves and posturing our heart, and know that there is no lack. But you know what? I have to speak to them in the language that they are in. And this is the compassion that we have to have. Very, very few and rare people I have met. But the land is bringing me to connect with those people that are like-minded, like myself. And when I do, I remember them and I keep a communication with them. But most are definitely in a mind state of lack, and they're on that will of the old powers, and they're still believing in the old powers. So they're going to be doomed by that as the energies switch over. It's just the way it is. I'm not talking about doomsday, but it just means that as we shift and as we expand in consciousness, they will not be able to make that transition and tap into those frequencies, and they're going to continue to see lack. But fret not thyself. Those of you that are like-minded and in 5D, please believe that if you continue to do your soul work, you will open up avenues and pathways and dimensions in your soul that you never thought you knew. You will truly know thyself. You will tap into the frequency. You will activate. You will become one of those who are activating on the light grid activation, opening portals in your own soul's destination and finding a new light for yourself. So continue to do it regardless of how it's looking on the outside. Believe me when I say it will be done as you see so fit for it to be, right? And I'm going to leave you with, what was it that I got? Bring it back to me message. I heard this in a dream, and it had to do with the collective energy. It was something that I was doing in a dream where I saw, because I'm in Jamaica, it was where I saw a lot of Jamaican schoolboys, and I was speaking to them, and it was the age group of high school before they go out into the world. And in just speaking to them, they were able to see what I was saying, and they were like, okay, you know, and they asked if they could help me in what I was doing, because I come here to, you know, live in the land agriculturally and connect with the land. And that's not really looked on here, because everybody's put into that will of becoming a lawyer, a doctor, or something else, you know, in society, an entertainer, whatever it is. And so they put down and they said, can we help you develop the land? And I said, sure. And then I looked around and said, see, and I don't come to impose. And that was one of the lessons that I had. And I'm going to say that as I say to you, and I may say it more often, because it's without imposition. If you're helping others, if you're showing them things, it's without imposition. I don't come to impose. And this is how it came to me in the dream, that I don't come to impose. I am here. I am willing to share as you are willing to receive. I am willing to share as you are willing to receive. And that's as simple as that. You can use that if you need to when you're integrating with others and they feel that you're impressing upon them, or if you even see where it feels like, why am I forcing an issue? You don't have to force anything. As soon as you catch yourself, you take a deep breath and say, you know what? I don't come to impose. You know your intentions. You know your intent ions of truth, right? If it is in fact emboldened in truth, then stand in your truth and don't impose. Imposition never. It is all about self-knowledge, self-discipline, self-gain. I don't even want to say self-preservation, because that puts people in a box like, you know, like, I got to preserve myself. What are you preserving? The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. There is an abundance of earth. When I look into these mountains, as small as Jamaica is, there are so much of these mountains that are untouched. Yet everyone is cramped up in the cities and the towns. But there is an abundance in those mountains. So get to the mountaintops. Stop fighting with people in the little towns, in the little small areas. Get into the abundance of the land. And I'm talking about the land also representing your consciousness. There's abundance. There's a wealth inside of you, but you have to see that abundance. If not, you're going to always see lack and defend the lack and fight for the lack. So I share that with you. I come not to impose, only willing to share with those who are willing to receive. Ashe, ashe, ashe. So thank you all for who came in. I'm glad I could share this with you. While I'm here, I may only be able to do a weekly video, and it may only be a live. You may have to catch me live until I can find a way to extract the video, to take the video, because I don't have my computer. So until I can find a way to work with that, it may only be, you know, when you catch me in a live. And that's the way that I'll be able to communicate right now. It's just the way the order is. So I'll share always what I can with you. Ashe, ashe. Thank you for coming through, Carrie. And who else? And I am discernment either way. I love that name. And I think we have Athel, if I'm reading that right, Athel 33. Thank you. That's phenomenal. Happened 2 times. Yep. The last was with this very month. I ordered a sapphire ring and they vanished just like that. Oh, I wonder what that means. We gotta look into that. You know that means something. 2 sapphire rings that just vanish. It's either somebody needed or you didn't need it. Maybe you're ordering something that Spirit is probably saying, I need you to have something else. So if what I would do is look at if any other crystals have been standing out to you. Look at what other crystals, maybe you, without even trying, there's another crystal that probably kept popping up for you. popping up for you. Maybe the energies want you to have that. So it's either that somebody really needed that, or you didn't need that sapphire at all, but yet there is another crystal that wants to work with your energy. So I would look into that and see, because the crystals have a way of choosing us. Remember, they come from the earth, and these are land codes. Ashe? So yes, enjoy your experience. Thank you. I am. And the family time, because I'm doing, it's work. It don't even feel so much like family time. It feel like work. I was like, what kind of, every day is work. But like I said, it's bringing me more into my north node, which is practicality. I had to just look at it and say, okay, I take responsibility for me doing the work that I did that is bringing me more into my north node, and I have to get up and just be very practical with everything, every step of the way. Every day there's a practical movement to do, just even getting the car on the road, which, this is the car I share with you. That's the car that, we got to ride while I'm here. It took time for us to do that. And that's just one of the things that we're working on while we're here. It's a lot of transitioning and connecting back into the land, and it ain't easy. My roots are screaming. Like, I was like, I feel like I'm being thrown back into my root chakra. And y'all know that's about survival. But I know that that's a lie, because I'm not hurting for survival needs. Like, I'm not hurting for water. But I feel like every day it kind of reminds you of survival, because you got to get up every day and be like, just to take a bath, y'all. We bathe out in the river because we're working on the bathroom. We're remodeling the bathroom. So I have to go out to the river. So even just that is like, okay, where are we going to go? Which river are we going to go to today? And it's very refreshing. The children love it. The water is cold, but it's a beautiful experience and very refreshing. So, just sharing a little bit in true transparency of what the connection is for me. I don't know how many out there are going through this where they're put in their land of roots. But those of you who are, I know we're on a special assignment. Those of you who, like myself, has for some reason, whether you feel like it's business, whether it's for a funeral or a wedding, whatever it is, it's not by accident. If you have been sent to your place of roots, the actual land, there are some land codes that you are having to get, and some ancestral trauma that you're getting the opportunity to untie for your own soul ascension, right? So ancestors said it's all alignment. Yes, thank you. It is. I feel it. Everything, every step, no matter how frustrated I get, it's like, okay, this is the way the ancestors are guiding me. It's part of the work, and it's part of my practicality. So excuse me if y'all don't see me for a couple of days. Who's messing with the car? So I love you all. Please remember, those of you who are waiting on your calendars, some were mailed out. I left instructions, so some of you will be getting it. And those of you who still didn't get it, I'm going to check the email. Email me if you didn't get yours. I'm doing my best to get those out to you while I am out of town right now. And my apologies. I'll probably send you two. So with that said, love you all. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start, start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out. And be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Entering into 5D. Peace, love, and light. Love you all.